King Arthur, the legend of the sword, is the story of Arthur. He's the best and the guest guy. Everybody likes him, and unless they don't know him, they just haven't met him yet.
Yeah.
So they don't know that they like him so much yet.
See, I was going to call it Mary Sue and the Legend of the Lightsaber.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's better than a lightsaber. It, like, stops time and shit.
Yeah, it turns time into a video game.
We're talking about King Arthur here.
I don't want to talk about King Arthur.
We gotta talk about King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword. We gotta get those pre-release early listeners for all the spoilers. The kids don't want to go see movies anymore. They want to hear handsome people talk about those movies.
We could be handsome, you don't know.
Yeah, well, my pictures are out there, so they know I'm not handsome.
You don't know what I look like.
Yeah.
You don't even know who I am.
You look like a gross
I'm
man.
just the annoying one with the awful voice that people don't like to listen to, but I talk the most.
Yeah. You should stop that.
I'll just stop talking.
Yeah.
You talk about King Arthur and I'll
King
just
Arthur, the Legend of the Sword is the story of the sword of King Arthur, Excalibur. They just call it the Scalibur, I think, at one point.
Really?
Yeah, there was like someone who just called it the Scalibur.
Starring David Beckham.
You mean with appearance from David Beckham as guy who tells you to pull the sword?
Yeah, in like the most mundane, like monotone voice. So, no, you pull the sword. Pull it with both hands.
Get in your
It's supposed to be like
time.
the most dramatic moment of the first act, where it's like, oh, he's the legend of King Arthur. He pulls the sword from stone, and David Beckham's just there.
Yeah. I just falls asleep.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep during the quote-unquote action scenes in this film. We walked in late, because we saw like an advanced screening, and I guess they didn't have adverts for this one. So, like, we missed, in all the trailers, there's the scenes with, like, the elephants and the 100 armies fighting, and it just looked the worst.
Yeah.
We didn't see any of that. I think we
no.
saw a very small glimpse of the elephant.
Yeah.
And then there was, like, Jude Law killed his wife or something, and we're like, what's happening?
I understood what was happening.
Yeah.
I
kind of understood what was happening, and then it, like...
I wouldn't say we missed anything important. We missed, like, whatever war was going on.
I felt like we missed the credits. And then this woman gets killed, and it's supposed to be dramatic, and then the credits come up like, I mean,
yeah.
You just like laughed.
Yeah, I mean, we must have missed like a few scenes of like Arthur and his family.
Yeah.
It was weird because the scene that we came into is repeated like 10 times throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So we couldn't miss that, no matter how hard we tried.
Yeah, flashbacks to that like a ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah.
Should we go spoiler first?
Yeah, it's just spoilers from the start.
Spoilers from the start.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's fucking King Arthur.
Like, fuck it. You know what's gonna happen. He's gonna pull out a sword and he's gonna become a king.
He's gonna fight the devil, the literal devil on a mask.
Yeah,
with a fire sword.
Fucking Fortigan, or whatever. Fartigan? Fartigan! So he makes some kind of blood pact with this... With
Ursula from Little Mermaid?
Yeah, fucking...
And two other hot tentacle people?
Yeah, he makes some kind of deal with them to trade his most beloved's life for one superpower moment.
Yeah.
Like, he literally
gets
one fight.
Devil power and sword for like one fight.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid and shitty.
What, are you talking about the movie?
I don't know, I'd say the power thing mainly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, would you... If you had the option to, like, there's someone who's too tough for you to beat in a fight, would you kill, like, your little sister or your dog just to beat someone in a fight?
Well, if I was the villain of the movie, then yeah. Because this guy's, like, completely badly written.
Yeah.
He's just a villain. Oh, I gotta kill my daughter so I can fight King Arthur, otherwise he'll be the king, but I won't be the king.
Yeah. I gotta be the king. I killed my brother with my evil powers. I killed my wife to kill my brother. This movie was... I don't know, it feels like they were trying to do a lot of the, like, hey, Game of Thrones is popular.
It felt like a heist movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a good one.
Like, the first trailer made it look like Arthurian legend story
it
thing.
Looked like a kind of shitty Lord of the Rings type
like,
movie.
And then the second trailer made it look like a heist movie, and it's like, and that's what it actually is. Like,
well, like the first half is.
Yeah, but like, did
then
people
the second
react?
half is a video game.
Yeah, but did people react negatively to the first trailer and then they recut some stuff, or do you think it was made that way?
I would say that was just what Guy is it Guy Pearce the director?
Guy Ritchie,
yeah. Guy Pearce is from Prometheus.
Yeah.
Guy is not a name you would call someone.
Yeah.
Hey Guy, I just call you Guy.
I'm gonna call my children Boy.
I'm gonna call my son Boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my older son Man.
Yeah. Man and Boy.
Man, Boy, and Guy.
Oh.
But then the girls will just have regular names.
Yeah.
Like there's no like girl.
I'd call
Richie.
I'd call a girl Pippa Funnel. After Pippa Funnel, the racehorse lady, or I don't know if she's a racehorse lady or if she's a horse lady.
Horse lady. You talking about Sarah Jessica Jones?
Jessica Parker.
Yeah.
Wife of Matthew Broderick, murderer of 2 people.
Matthew Broderick murdered people?
Yeah.
Really? That's why he's not been in movies.
No, this was ages ago. This was after Ferris Bueller. Like, it was so I think it was like within. It was literally like his paycheck from Ferris Bueller. He bought like a car and he was on like a holiday in Ireland or something. And he got into a head-on collision with a mother and daughter in a car, and his girlfriend at the time was there too. And his girlfriend, like, she had like a busted up nose. Broderick was in a coma for like 2 weeks, and
he killed the people that he crashed into.
Yeah, and when he woke up from his coma, he's like, I don't know what happened. So like, and because there wasn't enough evidence to say that it was his fault, he got away with it. And do you know how there was like a Matthew Broderick, like Mitsubishi or something, like some car commercial?
Mm.
That he gave the money for that to the family like 20 years after the car accident.
Really?
It's really funny though, because like that's the point. 20 years removed is when he goes, you know what? I'm gonna be in a car commercial. And then I'm gonna
compensate for the fact that I murdered 2 people in a car
to mock them and their grief. But I'll give them the money for it, so I'm a hero.
Commercial, him driving the car and then crashing it into a woman and her child.
If only.
And he's like, I'll give you money from this commercial in 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, I never really liked Matthew Broderick, but I like him less now.
How can you say that about number 1 under the sun, Matthew Broderick? That was from a trailer for Inspector Gadget, where they were like number 1 son under the sun or something. Yeah, because he was super beloved in the 90s.
Yeah, he was. He was kind of everywhere. Like, he was in the greatest Godzilla movie ever made.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the best Inspector Gadget movie ever made. So
how dare you? French Stewart was in the superior Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget 2.
The second one's actually good.
Yeah. It's a good Inspector Gadget movie.
It's a good kids Inspector Gadget movie. The first one's just awful, and I don't know why Matthew Broderick's in it, because he does a terrible job. But I don't know who the guy is that plays him in the second film. I'm like, oh, it's a different guy. I don't want to watch it.
How do you
I watched it years later. Yeah. He feels like Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, it's French Stewart. How do you not know about French Stewart?
I know I've seen him in things, but not a lot of things.
Like Third Rock.
From the Sun?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is in that.
Yeah.
You play an alien in that?
Yeah.
I watched an episode of that on Netflix.
He's Harry.
Yeah.
No. Wait, is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, Harry.
I watched an episode of it. I'm like, this ain't for me.
So. Dare you. Okay, since we're back on tangent with King Arthur, or back on track with King Arthur.
I don't think we were ever on tangent with King Arthur.
Yeah, no, we were always tangent. That's the problem.
Yeah. What were we saying? Something about Jude Law, maybe?
We talked about David Beckham already. I think we opened with that.
Yeah.
Just in case we didn't. So there's we did. We definitely talked about it.
Well, that was the scene where I was like, yeah, I'm done with this.
Oh, before the moment he got the sword, when he gave up.
It was like the most dramatic part of the first act, where it's like, oh, he learns out his destiny, he finds out who he's supposed to be by taking the sword from the stone, and then David Beckham was just like distractingly there.
Yeah.
And he's the worst actor in the film, and everyone in the cinema went like, oh, it's David Beckham.
Yeah.
And you and me were just like, why the fuck is David Beckham here?
Yeah. Well, because he's handsome.
He's English.
Yeah.
And it's an English movie, because it takes place in Londanium.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
It's giant elephants, I guess.
I can't remember the name of the country that they're at war with. Or they're not at war with anymore because Fartigan made some kind of deal with the wizards to make a big tower to give him magical powers.
Oh, was that what the tower was for?
Yeah.
I thought they were trying to like rip off the Lord of the Rings, like Sauron, Saruman, whatever the name of the tower with the eyeball is.
I talked about how there was a big wizard tower, and then
they did say it at one point, but I think that was one of the scenes I fell asleep during.
Well, and then they said Merlin destroyed the evil wizard tower.
That's one of my problems with this movie. Is I was waiting for and there's a rip-off Gandalf Merlin character that's just a Gandalf rip-off, but Gandalf is my favorite character from Lord of the Rings, so I wanted to see a Gandalf ripoff.
Yeah.
But there's just some woman that says lines and she's completely uninteresting.
Why have Merlin when you can have Gerlin?
Yeah. No.
Gerlin!
Stupid.
Did she even have a name, or did they just call her Mage?
They just called her Mage.
Yeah.
But that's the only name of a character other than King Arthur that I remember.
I
The other
remember.
characters are, Cockney man who says mate, and he's got a son or something. And then he died.
Yeah, his son was called Blue.
Oh yeah.
And his name was something with a B. Badger?
Barry.
I don't know. It was something weird.
Bartholomew.
I remember Sir William, but they didn't call him Sir William until the end.
Was that King Arthur's dad?
No, King Arthur's dad is like Arthur.
Ethan?
Uther.
Otter.
King Otter.
Sir William. Is that the Viking?
No, it's the guy who plays Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
I don't watch your Instagram.
Watch Game of Thrones!
It's probably better than King Arthur.
It is, it's much better, it's good.
It's not true, King Arthur is the best movie ever made. We have to disagree on everything.
Oh, yeah. So I can still like Game of Thrones, you just have to hate it then?
I already hate it, so...
Okay.
I don't hate it, I've just never watched it. Every time I turn over to it, it's like, oh, a man with sweaty balls walking through the street. Or, oh, it's people having sex, I guess.
Yeah,
Or, oh, it's
there's
Peter
no...
Dinklage, he's good.
Yeah. He's a nice little man.
Why did they change the word midget to little man? Surely it seems more like condescending calling them like a little person. Midget's just like a name for it. Like, oh, he's got midgetism or whatever they call it. But then little person, you're like, you're a little person. You are small compared to me.
Yeah. I am a normal person and you are not.
Yeah, you are a little person. Okay.
It for some reason had Stannis Baratheon, but he was kind of an okay guy, which is weird because I just think of Stannis as being a big villain. Even though he's not really a villain.
Is this Game of Thrones?
Yeah. I'm just going to talk about Game of Thrones now. I really... Da, 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 da,
Actually, I know that theme.
What?
I know the theme.
Yeah, everybody knows the
Good
theme.
theme.
It's all over the place. I remember before I watched it, I heard the theme everywhere, and I was like, fuck this song. Then I just watched the show, and I was like, oh, now I listened to the opening every episode.
There was only one thing that I had to say about King Arthur.
Yes.
It was just that, like, the first movie is just, like, exposition montages.
Yeah, they go through his whole, like...
Childhood in, like, 4 seconds. It's like, oh, he gives this guy a coin, and then he does this, and it's, like, so many quick cuts, and I'm like, the fuck is happening? And then it's, like, intercut with, like, adult King Arthur. Like, I even know how to describe what he's doing, but he's, like, shaking his arms up and down and, like, screaming. It's like, I think you see it in the trailer at one point.
Well, I don't know, it just...
It was just funny. I was just laughing.
Yeah, I laughed a lot at that too because it's like just the look on his face when he's screaming, but and like because the music is amping up. Yeah,
that's how you describe it.
And like the music just like amping up while he's doing it, so it's like you can hear like the vocalist like going like during it.
But then it was like
it's got this disembodied voice thing going on.
Yeah, it's weird.
No, it's a good concise way to show like how his life turned out.
Yeah, but it wasn't handled well. It was like I feel like it was cut too quickly to the point where I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, he's giving people coins, and then he grew up.
Yeah, well, because it was just be like, hey, he's earning money. He's getting this gang together. He pays them. He's the leader of this gang, and he's doing all this stuff. He's paying them their wages for working for him.
Well, see, like
showing that he's a leader and all that.
We watched this in 3D.
Yeah.
3D gives me a headache.
I don't mind it.
Well, like, every time they cut away, I get, like, really confused, because it's, like, there's things in my... I don't know how to describe it, but every time they cut away, things kind of go blurry for me for a second. So during these, like, really quick cut montage scenes, I don't know what the fuck is happening when we're watching it in 3D. Because I'm just, like, everything's kind of all over the place.
I felt like I had, like, enough soft transitions where it, like, let you adjust.
Fair enough. I feel like I would have enjoyed this more in 2D, but at the same time... The action, like all the CGI was awful, and I think they kind of pushed 3D for this because 3D kind of masks how awful the effects are. Yeah, it was definitely designed for 3D, because it has a lot of like the just 3D style shots. That you see with the arrow kind of going towards the camera and stuff. Well, it wasn't awful, but I just hate 3D, and I found it difficult because there was a lot of quick cut montages, and I was like, oh, what's happening? My head hurts. So I just kind of zoned out and closed my eyes and, like, tried to fall asleep.
But if you're a competent human being who can understand 3D,
What,
then...
you mean like a regular movie-going audience?
Yes.
Like the audience for Fast and Furious 8?
No, I mean like the audience for
They're gonna laugh
everything.
because David Beckham's in the movie?
Yeah. All those people, they understand the 3D.
Yeah, the audience we went with seemed to enjoy it, I think.
Yeah, it was just... I was like, yeah, this is okay. I was entertained.
I don't like it. I didn't hate it. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I would say it was bordering on being okay. Like, it was bad.
I'd say it crossed okay for me.
Well, I was thinking that at the beginning. I'm like, this is acceptable. Like, it's competent, kind of.
Yeah.
But then we got to, like, the CGI video game cutscenes where he's using the sword and time slowing down. And I was like, this looks like a PS2 game. I'm out. Like, I'm done with this.
I think it's like
bad,
a cool way
I don't
to...
like it.
I think it was a cool way to have the sword, because like with Excalibur, it's always like, why is it that having the sword makes you the best? And it's like, well, he can actually like slow down time and shit.
No, it was a cool idea, but what I'm saying is it just looked like crap.
Like
especially that scene towards the end where he's like, he fights a bunch of people with the sword.
Yeah.
And I was just like laughing during that whole thing because it was just like mayhem and it looked awful.
Like the look of it kind of reminded me of like the Wraith scenes from Lord of the Rings, but worse.
Yeah, a lot worse. And that was the thing, like towards the end, there's a scene where he goes in to see his uncle, and he's like kidnapped or something, I don't know. And he's like, he doesn't have the sword at this point. Jude Law has the sword. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be cool. Jude Law's gonna use the sword, but he's not gonna have its powers because only King Arthur can use his powers. And then King Arthur's gonna use another sword, and we're just gonna get a good like character fight. Like, between two guys, they just have a little sword fight, and they deal with their problems.
No, that's
a
dumb.
giant snake attacked, and then he had to fight him as the devil, and on top of a destroyed, burning tower or something, and I was just like...
You forgot about the setup for that fight, where the mage girl and the little boy were kidnapped.
Yeah. And then Jude Law was an idiot, and he's like, I'm only going to give you one of them, and I'm going to give you the one with magic powers to help you.
Yeah. In exchange... You give me the sword.
Yeah.
And he gives him the sword. And I guess...
Here, you can have your magic power lady back.
Yeah.
Why not just give him the small child? The small child can do fuck all.
Yeah.
If he'd given him the small child, he would have won.
Yeah, it's great. Give us the mage, and you can have the sword.
Okay.
Well, I mean, clearly, because that was the bargaining thing of, we have the sword, and you want the sword, I guess?
Yeah.
But really, he wants Arthur dead so he can use the sword. But...
Yeah.
But if he has the sword, it's like, well, what's Arthur gonna do? He can't beat me, he doesn't have that sword. The sword, the sword, the sword!
I woke up yesterday, and my mum was like, what was that movie you saw last night? And I was like, I saw a movie last night? But I already can't remember most of it.
King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword. In 3D!
In 3D. The first act, there's a lot of, oh, this is what we're gonna do. And then there's like, intercut of them saying what they're going to do and then what they're actually doing, which is kind of like a heist movie thing.
Yeah.
This is a terrible heist movie because there's no heist.
Yeah.
It's a heist. It's building up this heist and then they just fight with CGI swords. It's like the first half and the second half of this movie are like two completely different things. The two jokes that people seem to laugh at, or jokes, I don't know what you call them. It's like it was supposed to be a misdirection where he's like, I will do anything for you, but I will not, under any circumstances, fight. And then he immediately punches a guy in the face, and the whole audience was like, ha ha, I said he wouldn't do that thing, and then he did the thing. Like 2 minutes later, there's a scene where the mage is like, oh, we gotta take King Arthur to this island, and he's like, we will not go to that island. And then it cuts, and he's like, welcome to the island. And everyone's like, hi, he said he wouldn't do that, and then he did.
I don't know, like, yeah, there was, the humor, just, none of it worked for me. But I didn't
laugh, but it was at the movie.
Yeah, no, the same. Just it's like, oh my god, King Arthur's mother has been speared through the chest. Credits! King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword, the Legend of the Dead Mother.
I was laughing during the action scenes because they looked awful.
I was fine with them. They were serviceable. They looked cool enough.
There was one joke where I was like, I almost felt like thinking about laughing. It was like, they were like, oh, we need to go down this hole to escape the bad guys. And all his idiot friends were like, no, we want to fight the bad guys for shits and gigs. And then the bad guys come in, and then they start fighting, and then King Arthur uses his magic sword powers and like slows down time or some shit.
Yeah, and beats up everybody in
And
like
then
a
for,
big
like-
dust cloud.
Yeah, and then for like 30 seconds he's like,
I think that was the soundtrack.
I'm gonna go down the hole now. And everyone laughed, and I was like, I could see why that would be funny if I was invested in this movie in any way.
No, but I think
I
you
got,
are
like,
just
really
thinking.
lightheaded, like panting for so fast.
But no, I
was
think
panting for too long. I feel dizzy.
I think you are just thinking of the soundtrack, which included a lot. This one song that was like, it was just like whistling and breathing.
He was tired. He was like panting, and he was like, "Oh, I just killed a bunch of people. I used my magic sword." He was panting for ages, and everyone's looking at him like, "Oh, you're like it's a Jedi or something." And then he's like, "I'm gonna go down the hole."
Follow me, Chinese men.
Yeah, follow me, Chinese man and black man.
There's just like a
the Chinese man was called George.
Yeah.
That's the character's name I can remember.
yeah, Sir George.
Who is Sir William then? You talked about him earlier.
He was the archer guy.
Oh yeah.
He had like a nickname, but then at the end of the movie, Arthur's just like, Sir William, will you do the honors?
My favorite part is the end of the movie. It was like they're trying to do the whole like I don't even know how to, like superhero thing where they're like teasing what's to come, and they're like, "Oh, what's this giant circular object? Is it a giant wheel of cheese?"
I know. I know, it's a dance floor.
It's just.
Yeah, it's just like, and then just.
How do you not know what a fucking table is?
Yeah.
Why would you think that's a wheel of cheese, you fucking moron?
Because they're like, is it a carousel? Do you even do carousels
How have you got this
exist?
far in life without knowing what a table is? You were literally sitting on a table at the next scene, and it's like all of a sudden you turn a square table into a circular table, and they're like, "The fuck is this?
Yeah.
I've never seen this before."
A round table? What a foolish idea.
Then he was like, the Vikings come in and they're like, "You will do something." And he's like, "No, I'm the king. You will bow to me." And he's like, "It's better to have friends than to have enemies," which is a callback to when he said it was better to have friends than have enemies.
For the Vikings, they were looking for the 10,000 little boys they were promised.
Wait, was that a thing that happened?
Yeah, they were promised 10,000 children or something.
Oh, that's fucked up. Vikings are.
Not to fuck them, to use as slave labor.
That's worse.
I don't
Is
know,
that worse?
would you rather be a sex slave or a regular slave?
You don't have to do a lot if you're a sex slave. Just kind of get fucked.
Yeah, but you still get fucked.
Yeah, but
With a little boy hole?
at least you don't get like beaten and forced to work all the time.
No, but you get beaten and forced to have a dick in your asshole. You little boy asshole. That's way smaller.
Yeah, you wouldn't really know what was happening.
You'd have to like get prepared. You'd have to like practice stretching out your butthole. But
This is dark.
you
Let's
put
cut
you,
this out.
no, I'm leaving this.
No!
You put your fingers in your butthole, and then you just like pull them apart a little bit to
I'm
make
not going to continue this conversation about child sex slaves.
child sex slaves in their little butthole. So Ethan, what did you think of King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword?
I thought it was bad. Dan, what did you think of The Legend of the Sword?
I thought it was entertaining enough for a one-time watch. I definitely recommend seeing it in 3D. What? It was built for 3D.
Yeah, I know, but that means like
And it
seeing
worked.
it in the cinema. I don't think many people have like a 3D TV.
Yeah, that's why you see it in the cinema, like a one-time watch.
Don't pay for this. This movie exists because
Because they want to make a cinematic universe
yeah, they
out
want
of
to make a King Arthur cinematic universe.
out of Arthurian lore. They're saving Merlin to have his own standalone movie,
They
and then he'll
clearly
cross
are.
over, and then they're gonna have
They're
like
the nights. I was expecting like we waited through the credits because
Yeah.
I was thinking this was gonna be like a stupid like Marvel ripoff where at the end they'd have like a little scene teasing Merlin or something, or at the very least like King Arthur will return
Yeah.
to the Knights of the Round Table.
yeah.
But there was none of that. It was all that was kind of the end. It's dumb. I don't know why you recommend it.
It's worth a watch.
It's not.
I think it's entertaining.
I got nothing out of this movie. No, it wasn't entertaining. The action was awful, and
In your opinion, it was awful.
well, it's just bad CG. It looked,
Can't tell 3D glasses.
if we saw it in 2D, it would have looked a lot worse. Like,
Yeah, that's why I said watch it
took
in
my
3D.
I took my glasses off a lot during this film, and the movie looked a lot worse. Obviously, because there was like
Yeah,
two
'cause-
images together. But when it was in focus, like during the action scenes, I took it off, and I was like, "Oh, the CG in this is just horrendous."
It was fine. It was serviceable. It works.
Yes, for PS2 game.
Oh,
Oh, snap.
that's a sting right there.
Yeah.
That's a burn.
I don't know. The first half's okay. The second half is bad.
The ending is great.
I wouldn't recommend going to the cinema to see it
I
and
would.
paying money for it.
I would.
I've already forgotten most of it. Like, this movie has no reason to exist.
I've
If it's
already-
on TV, I don't. Yeah,
You won't get the 3D experience. Get the 3D experience.
No, you don't.
See it in IMAX 3D. Experience it in IMAX 3D all the time. You see it on a big screen,
You
big
don't
curved
like aliens,
screen.
but you like King Arthur, Knights of the
King
Round
Arthur, the
Sword.
Legend of the Sword. King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword. Hey, with Alien, I'd say, yeah, that's a good enough movie. With this, I'm like, hey, watch it once. It'll be like a fine movie to see once, then forget it exists.
Go bring some alcohol or smoke some weed before you go to the cinema, and maybe it won't be the worst thing you ever watched.
Just watch it, and it's fine. The ending of the movie, that was a good time. King Arthur goes to, after Vortigern has now sacrificed his second most beloved, his daughter, he fights Arthur as his super god of war monster boss fight form. And then he defeats Arthur, and then time rewinds so Arthur can fight him again from the start. But
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I thought it was just that he was having a flashback to his dad.
No, well, yeah, he had that whole thing where it's like he sees like his dad fighting, and then he saves his dad in the flashback, and then he's all of a sudden back at the start of when he was fighting Vortigern.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, because it goes back to the start of the fight when he arrives, and then he has like a speech at the start instead of like just starting off fighting him.
I don't remember that at all. All I remember is he was on the ground, and then he had a flashback, and he got up and he kept fighting, except he won.
It's either that or they reused the footage from him arriving of the reaction shots of the Vortigern monster because they were that cheap.
I think they might have reused it.
It was definitely
Because I
supposed
don't
to.
remember him rewinding time at all. I just remember he got
Considering-
up and he started fighting him again.
Considering it flashes white and then all of a sudden he's back at the start of the fight, I assume it's a time rewound thing.
Okay.
His
Well, that's
sword.
so baffling because I don't even. Maybe I just.
His sword
blocked
slows down time. Why can't it rewind time?
through that.
His sword could cut through time.
This movie's all kind of fucking weird and dumb.
Yeah. What a fun time it was. I recommend.
Yeah, if you're going to laugh at it, then yeah, I guess. But don't give them money. Don't support this. There's enough of these.
Go
shitty
watch.
movies.
Go watch King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword.
No, don't.
Make it franchise.
No, don't.
It's gonna be big franchise. We need to give Charlie Hunnam work. I really wish that.
Is that the King Arthur guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
I
I
like.
liked him in Pacific.
Yeah, I never saw Sons of Anarchy.
I'm sure it's good. I think my ex-girlfriend liked it.
It's got Ron Perlman.
You sound on you, Corp.
I'm gonna end it on my burp.
King Arthur!
King Arthur, the Legend of the Sword. See it in 3D all the time.
See it ever!
See it all the time.